523, 538. What I'm going to do, yeah, our air fuel is jumping around a little bit more than I'd like to see.
Okay.
I'm going to try and get that a little bit more under control. I took out a few percent and it was acting just a little funny.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what we can do here. I did bump up the spark advance by about 1 degree and it seems to be fine there. The other thing is, we've got, I think we can continue to go up in spark advance, but I'm going to need to richen up the second half. It was really odd, like our other one was pretty good. it's changed each time. The earlier run that we just had was a little leaner and then richer. And this one was a little richer and then leaner. So I did the opposite of what it is now. Let's air temperature is a factor.
Sure, gotta be.
The mass airflow detects more air when it's colder because there's more density to the air.
Right.
It detects the mass of the air, hence mass airflow sensor. But okay, yeah. So we did this with stock injectors. I see.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and the thing is, when we're going down the street, we'll actually probably have a little bit better air quality. It'll probably have cooler air when we're going down the street. We have a better cross flow through all our heat exchangers. Okay. Let's try this again here. Try another ½ degree. Let's try another degree actually. That should be fine. 19.5 degrees. And air, it's 90-degree air.
Sure.
Let me look at this in Fahrenheit.
This is almost a 180-degree difference in a day.
Yeah.
We first dynoed it.
Okay, so we would want more fuel by 1.5%. I would add 1.5, right, and then 140 would be 3.8% less fuel. That's that hot. Alright, what kind of air do we have on the first or second pull? We got 130-degree air. 130 is right there. So I need to know which IET or if they blend the IETs. Yeah, this table is something. There's going to be something to look into with that table, and that might be something I'm definitely going to have to mess around with it at another time. But I mean, that's something that it works. It's just that it's not flawless.
Got it.
I would like to make it a little bit more. Well,
Perfect.
I don't want to say linear, but it needs to be a little bit more tweaked, you know. It's just, yeah. It's just something to think about. Alright, so mainly we added spark advance all the way across the board despite the car getting hotter, and on a day like today, it's definitely just going to get hotter. We're not going to shed the heat as fast as if we were in the street. We get that one fan, though it's a decent fan, it's not going to do the same thing as the car going down the street at 80 miles an hour, you know.
Right.
So let's see how she fares here. And she may boost more on the street given the load, so that's going to be something else that we'll also have to check.
Gotcha.
Now, when you're in the sport mode, do you manually shift it exclusively, or do you let it shift sometimes and sometimes you manually shift it? How do you do it?
I move it into sport and don't touch it.
Okay.
I am so not there skill-wise yet.
It's really no
I mean,
big
I
deal.
played with the paddle shifter
Yeah.
just to go, what's this all about? But no. And again, I really put it in sport mode, I don't think a half dozen times.
Okay. The strategy that GM has that I've merely modified and amplified, if you will, is at the low and light throttle, even with the paddle shifts, it takes a longer duration. It's basically a X and Y axis versus load. So at this RPM and this much load, you have X shift, okay? And then at this much load and then this much RPM, you're going to need a faster, firmer shift. And with a faster shift comes a firmer shift.
Okay.
But yes, I mean, if you can play around the paddle shifts at low and light throttle, and they're going to still be fairly docile. But the moment you start to give it heavier throttle, it will command a faster, firmer shift in order to execute that. Because at part throttle, it might take 6 to 7 tenths of a second for a shift at lower, sub 2,000 RPM. But at 5,000 on up and heavy throttle, it might be a tenth of a second.
Now, when I get into sport mode, when I go to, Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll, should I be turning off the traction control?
I would only do what you're comfortable with. But me personally, yes, I would.
Okay.
We'll go for a ride, and I'll do all that.
Okay.
I'll show you all that stuff.
Okay. Yes. Happy to do it.
Yeah, we're definitely getting hotter here. It's not. They were 124 degrees in the blower, so it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be warm. It's gonna be tough to try and. There's the traction control in there. Forgot to turn it off. And to actually illustrate that, here I'll show you. I'm very light on the throttle here. Let's try that again. I'll be very light on the throttle here.
Okay.
And this is a 2-3 shift. That's actually a quick shift. Not a very good, but that's really fast. That's not as fast. I didn't really illustrate my point very well, but oh well.
That's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
Definitely safe enough. That's rich enough right there. That's a little bit richer, but mainly because it's hot. And then it does have more timing. So that's the most power that we have made, and it's just shy of the most torque that we've made. But I also kind of got onto it a little bit later there. Alright. What I'll want to do here is probably we'll do the rest of the testing on the street because we need to make sure that this is going to be safe on the street.
Okay.
And we need to see what it's going to do in today's weather. So,
are we going to go with try it in sport mode now?
Yes. We'll do both normal mode and sport mode as far as everything on the street. We're going to check everything on the street.
Okay. So next segment is the street.
Yes. Now, today, we can do a street test.
But we haven't done yet. I just want to learn. We haven't done a dyno in sport.
We did.
We did.
Yes.
Okay.
I have to do it in sport because I have to select the gear manually.
Okay.
Okay.
Duh.
Yeah. I mean, if I were in drive mode, it shifts by itself, and then in the sport mode, I can manually override that, and that's why. So yeah.
Okay.
Here, I'll just leave this back here.